Panthers sent 11 representatives to C.J. Stroud's pro day.
Because 12 would have been too many.
12's ridiculous. As some, that one's full speed. Here's the list. Like, yep. This is obviously Stroud at 1, right, Brew?
It should be, in my view. Now, I'm not saying I'm the college quarterback expert, but I have long said that I think C.J. Stroud is the best quarterback in this class. He's got great size. He's 6'3". He threw for, 85 touchdowns in the last 2 years, 12 interceptions. Yep. Bryce Young, who I'm not like saying he won't be good. But I am saying, Nick, he's smaller than Kyler Murray, as I'm sure you'll talk about. We can talk. Fran Tarkenton. Fran Tarkenton. No, but what I'm saying is quarterbacks who were small, who were great.
Please don't mention
Fran Tarkenton, 6 feet. Drew Brees, I'm just saying, 6 feet tall. Michael Vick, 6 feet. Russell Wilson, 5'11". I haven't named one that was 5'10". And these are considered small quarterbacks.
Yeah,
I'm just saying.
That Fran Tarkenton with cleats on, though? Did they have?
I watched Fran Tarkenton, and he was phenomenal. You did? Okay? Yes, I did. Anthony Richardson, I was young. I was a tyke, but I remember. Yeah. Anthony Richardson's athletic.
Yeah.
But does that mean you're going to be a great quarterback? He threw 17 touchdowns.
You can see over the line, which is helpful.
That's fine, but I'm just saying C.J. Stroud looks like the whole package.
That's fine.
And go for him.
So listen, I think they're going to draft Stroud. If I were them, if I weren't drafting Stroud, I'd take the shoot the moon and go Richardson, because if he hits, it's amazing. Let me explain why for a moment. I don't think Bryce Young, to me, it would be in red letters on my board. Not draftable. Can't do it. I can't do tiny quarterbacks. I just can't. I know you call it an old man take. I know you make fun of me since you first started doing the show with me. But with Kyler, he has other issues. But you know what one of them has trouble staying healthy. You know why? Because he's tiny. Tua gets thrown around. You know why? Because he's small. Like small quarterbacks, I'm just not into. So the Bryce Young at 1, I wouldn't do. For Carolina, though, I wish them the best. But I feel like they are treating this year's quarterback class like Caleb Williams is in it. He's not. Caleb Williams is as close to a can't miss as you're going to find. And the Panthers are it sounds good right now. We're going to get our guy. We're happy about it. But when they end up with the 4th overall pick next year, and that goes to Chicago because they traded it away to draft C.J. Stroud, and then the Bears are once again controlling a draft, I think they're going to regret it. Like, how good are the Panthers going to be in the short term with no DJ Moore, the team they already had? So, yeah, I agree with you on Stroud. Richardson would be my highest upside, lowest basement. And Bryce's size, to me, just makes him undraftable in the top 10. Undraftable.
In the top 10.
I'll tell you,
somebody's going to make a big mistake.
The Texans are going to draft him.
Yeah, he's going high.
Learned yesterday that the 49ers called Ben Roethlisberger when they were looking for a quarterback. Take a listen.
I would say this. Last year, there were some truths to the Niners thing, just in the sense that they were, I think, reaching out for just to maybe gauge my interest. And so I had discussions with, and so, that's all. I don't want to sit here and say that I was going or anything like that. They called to gauge interest.
What in the world?
I mean, listen, this is just further proof that Shanahan knows with these weapons in this offense, as long as you got a warm body back there, you got a chance. Because Big Ben hadn't been good in his final 3 years of his career. Ever since he got hurt and missed most of that season, those final 2 years, he was awful. He was awful. And then he sits out a year and he's like, man, Kyle's like, give him a call, because they didn't know if Purdy was even a warm body. Purdy ended up being that. And by the way, he was correct. They needed a backup. Not that Big Ben would have signed up for that. I wish they would have done it though, Brew. Man, oh man, I wish we could have gotten 40-year-old Ben Roethlisberger, knocked the cobwebs off him, and seen him, much like Purdy, outdo what Jimmy G had done.
I was going to say,
it would have been great.
How is this turning into a kill Jimmy G segment?
Well, I mean,
here's what I will say about Big Ben. I do think Shanahan was like, look, I know he hadn't been great his last 2 years, but he hadn't thrown a ton of interceptions. He's thrown the ball a lot. And if he can just throw these short passes to Debo and Ayuk and Kittle and McCaffrey, they can run after the catch. No, not like anybody, because I can name your names. You like the poo-poo.
Those guys,
but C.J. Beathard is anybody. Brian Hoyer is anybody. No, sometimes they did. No, they weren't.
They didn't have Christian McCaffrey.
Before we get to the C.J.
always
Beathard section of the show, do you know what this means next year? Tom Brady is going to get a lot of calls. And Matt Ryan.
From several teams?
Yeah, Matt Ryan's going to get a few calls, but Tom Brady's going to get calls. Ben Roethlisberger was 100% retired and 100% washed, and he was getting calls. Tom Brady's not washed at all and has already.
You really want Brady to come back?
Well, I think he's going to get some calls.
Well, there's no doubt.
If something happens in Miami, if something happens in San Francisco.
Sure.
I actually think, the Wild's hopes aside, I think what Wild is saying is 1,000% correct. If you mentioned that there were rumors Phillip Rivers was getting calls when he was coaching high school football. We know, though, that Jay Cutler got pulled out of the Fox booth. The people were talking about Tony Romo for 2 years post-retirement. Like for 2 years post-retirement, anytime someone get hurt, the people would bring up Romo. And with Brady seems like the people who know him the best, his kitten tweets notwithstanding, they seem to believe there's a chance that for Miami or San Francisco most notably, or maybe Las Vegas with a coach he knows and an injury-prone quarterback, that those are all places. He will certainly get phone calls. There's no doubt about it.
I'm in week 10. Week 8.
That's what Mangini's been saying.
It's not off the record.
I like it. Coming up next, a brand new segment.
Oh, goodness.
Can I see the photo?
Finally,
it's right there. It's
has to do a ranking.
Look at that.
It's real small.
Apart.
I love it.
I'm so excited.
First things first.